I grew up in Hartlepool, as respected Amir Saab mentioned, which is a very small coastal town in the northeast of England. It's a very deprived area. And I grew up in that environment where I saw my parents doing a lot of tabligh and serving the Jamaat. And because of that experience, it used to be that every single day in our house, when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, we would have guests. And every night there would be some English people who would be coming, and they would stay to our house till 11, 12 p.m. and just eating with us, talking with us, and spending time. And to the extent that they all seemed like family members. So I had that upbringing. And then during the 1990s and late 80s, when I was in the 80s, I was very small, but in the 90s, where I can remember better, Khalifatul Masih Rabi would visit Hartlepool quite regularly. And I saw his example. I saw the way he was just such a beautiful personality, filled with knowledge, filled with grace. And naturally, as a child, the attachment to Khilafat grew very, very strong through those experiences. But my parents, both of them, they passed away when I was quite young. And so, but they'd always said to me that you should get a good education. And I remember that my father had said to me a couple of weeks, actually, it was one of my last probably conversations with him, that, or certainly last proper conversations, he said to me, he said that I'm not going to be able to see you as you develop. There'll be certain milestones in your life that every father wants to be part of. He wants to see his child married. He says, I won't be able to be there, and you won't be able to have me there. And he says, above all, you want your child to be attached to the Jamaat, and you want them to just to know that they're doing well. And he said that I won't be there to judge or to see if you are able to do that. But I'm telling you now, and if this is the only thing you ever remember, my one nasiyat to you, instruction to you, is that always stay close to Khilafat, because then I know that everything will be fine in your future. So then in 2003, 2004, I was studying as a lawyer. And as part of that training in 2005, I had to move to London. And when Hazur became Khalifa, I still had those words of my father ringing in my ear. So whenever I could, I would visit Hazur as much as possible. And then when I moved to London, I had this opportunity to spend much more time in close proximity, because I would see Hazur at namaz. I was living close to Masjid Fazal. And then also sometimes I would see Hazur in evenings, sometimes in family gatherings. And again, I got to spend that time with Hazur and to learn from him, but in a very informal way. But all that time, I think that attachment to Khilafat, which we need to instill in and try to instill in all our youth, was developing and becoming stronger. I did Waqf. I applied for Waqf then in 2006, and the reason is that I started working as a lawyer, and I knew quite quickly that I wasn't cut out for it. I wasn't getting any job satisfaction. The 2 times I appeared in court, I lost the case badly. And so I knew that this isn't going to be the life that is going to give me satisfaction and happiness. And so then I prayed and I thought about it, and there wasn't really a trend then. This is going back 17, 18 years for young people in the West to do Waqf. Now, mashallah, because of Jamia and because of the Waqf-e-Nau scheme reaching its, like I was born before the Waqf-e-Nau scheme, but now it's become much more common. But at that time, it was very rare. I didn't know of any young people at the time, hardly, who had been grown up in the West but then requested to do Waqf. But anyway, over time, I started feeling that I need to do something more with my life. And so after prayers and stuff, I wrote to Hazur and with my desire to do Waqf. And this is 2006. Hazur wrote back, I still remember just saying, Jazakallah, Allah Mubarak kare, on the letter. And I read this and I was really confused, because I was like, am I Waqf? Am I not a Waqf? Did Hazur accept it? Did he not accept it? And so then obviously I asked private secretary and whatever, and they weren't clear either. But then the next time I met Hazur himself, he said कि अभी जो कर रहे हो करते जाओ, जब ज़रूरत होगी फिर हम बुलाएंगे. That keep doing what you're doing, and then when we need you, then we'll call you. So then 7, 8, 9, 10 months passed. The middle of 2007, I still remember that one day Majid Saab, additional Vakil Tabshir, he called me and he says, you need to come to the office, you need to sign something. So I went, and I didn't know why he was calling me, but like obviously in my mind I knew the background. I thought maybe it might be something to do with my work. And he just said, "Ye form hai, isko sign kar lo." So I signed it, and then afterwards, I still remember it now as well. I said to him, "Majid, what did I sign?" And he said, "It's the ye work ka form." And then he said to me, "You better read it now. You've signed it." So I read it, and then he said, "Hazur's appointed you to the press and media office."